Hey guys, and welcome back. So GoFest has in fact indeed concluded, and we also have cresselia leaving raids tomorrow, and taking over for cresselia is going to be Kyogre here. So today we're going to be going for a full in-depth guide on Kyogre because there's a couple of new things to go over to prepare for Kyogre tomorrow. So as I'm recording this video, today is of course the day before Kyogre comes back to raids for a week. Now Kyogre has been out in raids for like I lost track of exactly how many times Kyogre has been in raids, but regardless, Kyogre is coming back, and Kyogre is never a bad raid boss to do at all because you guys already know Kyogre is the best water type Pokemon in the game. So I personally don't mind Kyogre coming back. Now a few people might disagree and say they want to get new Pokemon, and I get that. It's always good to get some new stuff, but I personally don't mind Kyogre. And besides, Kyogre is gonna only be available for 1 week, and then after that 1 week has passed, we're gonna have Groudon. So yeah. So we're gonna be going into this raid guide talking about Kyogre, and because we do have a few new things to talk about in regards to Kyogre, as well as some new counters to talk about. To talk about because is going to be a little bit more easier to deal with this go around because we do have new Pokemon to work with, and new stuff to go about with it. So yeah, so if you guys are excited for your first Kyogre, if for those of you who've yet to get Kyogre, well, this is going to be a guide for you guys. And if for those who just need a good refresher on how to take down Kyogre, well, I'm here to serve as well too. So if you guys are excited, hit that like button, subscribe, and without further ado, let's go into this great guy. So Kyogre is of course a pure water type, only weak to grass and electric, and it's a tier 5 raid boss, and it's going to be sitting at a raid boss CP of 54,411. This CP is also going to be shared with Groudon as well, because Groudon and Kyogre are going to both have the same CP, the same stats. Only Kyogre is a water type, and Groudon's obviously a ground type. So a 100% Kyogre, if you with no weather boost, you're going to be looking for 2351. That's going to be a 100% with no weather boost. And if it happens to be weather raining at the time, you're gonna be looking for 2939. So, and also guys, this upcoming Wednesday, we're gonna be having a Kyogre raid day, dinner, not raid day, Kyogre dinner hour. So I for sure am gonna be participating in that because getting some Kyogres done is never a bad thing to do, because Kyogre is a beast, and Kyogre is definitely one you definitely want to do some to hit some raids on. So. If you guys are wondering, is this Pokemon worth investing in raid battles? Absolutely. It's a monster. You've seen it do action in the past, and you know it's really powerful. So yeah. So before we go into counters, let's go ahead and do a quick. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick look at the moves that it gets, because this is something we need to go ahead and take a look at for the most part here. So Kyogre only has one fast move, which is Waterfall, and charge moves it has Hydro Pump, Blizzard, and Thunder. Now, out of all these three moves, Thunder is going to be the easiest one because your Grass and Electric types are going to be resisting Thunder for sure, so that's going to be really good. Hydro Pump is the second hardest. It's neutral to electric types, but because Kyogre does have a pretty high attack, it's still gonna do pretty hefty damage. It may even also one hit KO a lot of Pokemon in the rain if you're not resisting. Like if it's actually raining at the time when you battle a Kyogre with Hydro Pump, it's gonna pretty much OHKO you if you don't resist water. So just be wary of that if when you battle Kyogre. And I think, and your Pokemon are not high level enough, you're still gonna get one shotted by Hydro Pump if you don't resist the Hydro Pump. Like back then when Kyogre first came out, like Kyogre was just devastating everything. Even Pokemon that resist the Hydro Pump, it was still devastating everything. But nowadays Kyogre is so much easier to deal with. So because we have more counters to go with for sure. Same goes for Blizzard. Blizzard is, of course, it retains to be the hardest charge move, the hardest moveset to battle. Now, it's not as hard as it used to be because we do have a new Pokemon called Magnezone, which we're going to go ahead and go over that for sure in just a few moments. But Blizzard normally would give you problems because with Blizzard, it will eliminate your grass types off the list. Excuse me. Of of counters against Kyogre, because normally you will want to use your grass types against Kyogre, but Blizzard is an ice type move, and Blizzard is super effective on those grass type moves. But see, the difference is, excuse me, we now have access to Magnezone, and we can actually dodge more effectively now. So it's going to be a little bit more, a lot more easier to take down Kyogre with Blizzard nowadays, especially if you have Magnezones souped up, which we're going to go ahead and talk about that pretty much right about now, Anderson. And it goes here saying Raikou and Electivire are the top contenders against Kyogre in every aspect possible. So let's go ahead and go into all the counters here. So as you can see, Kyogre does have a weakness to just grass and electric, so we're going to take advantage of those weaknesses here, and we're going to go into some counters. So the top two contenders are Raikou, which Raikou is going to be getting a raid day, which I will be making a Raikou raid guide. Once Niantic announces today, we're going to go ahead and go into detail regarding Raikou, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be having a Raikou raid guide coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But overall, if you Raikou and Electivire are the top contenders against Kyogre. So they both of these two with Thunder Shock and Wild Charge is going to be your number one go-to for certain against Kyogre. Electivire is going to put out slightly more damage than Raikou, but does have a bit more feints than Raikou. Raikou has more defense and stamina, so keep that in mind. In general, both of these two are the top contenders that you definitely want to have on your team, so definitely keep that in mind. Electivire is definitely a little much more easier for people to get than Raikou, but with Raikou getting raid day pretty soon, we don't know exactly when Niantic's going to have that. It's going to announce when Raikou raid day is going to happen, but we do know. But if you don't have Raikou, you can always go Electivire, and there's some other counters too, which we're going to go over that momentarily. But these are the top two contenders for sure here. And then not only that, but here and here comes the Magnezone I was telling you guys about. We have Magnezone with Spark and Wild Charge, and then it also goes Luxray with Spark and Wild Charge. Now, keep in mind, Magnezone is the only electric type that can actually resist Blizzard, because Magnezone is part Steel, which Steel does resist Ice. So if Kyogre does happen to pack the Blizzard, Magnezone is going to be extremely good here, because you're still going to be hitting it super effectively, doing some really consistent damage, and you're going to resist the Blizzard. And then on top of that, Magnezone also does resist the Thunder, being an electric type. So Magnezone is going to be fantastic against Kyogre. It's going to be able to resist two of Kyogre's moves, being Blizzard and Thunder, and neutral the Hydro Pump, which Hydro Pump will still do a pretty good amount to Magnezone. But if you dodge, you should be able to get off at least. You could probably get away with dodging two Hydro Pumps with Magnezone. For the most part, that's as far as I know. But against Blizzard and Thunder, Magnezone is going to be fantastic, honestly. I think against Blizzard, Raikou and Electivire, well, they have more damage output than Magnezone, but Magnezone is going to have more survivability, especially if the Kyogre happens to have Blizzard. Magnezone is going to be fantastic. In general, Magnezone is going to be your number one go-to. Like, if you don't have Raikou or Electivire, Magnezone is definitely going to be your number one choice, your go-to mon for sure against Kyogre, because especially if Kyogre has Thunder or Blizzard, you're going to be doing fantastic against that. And then we have Luxray, which is another fantastic choice with Spark and Wild Charge. Luxray doesn't have the resistance to Ice like Magnezone does, but it does resist Thunder and puts out some pretty considerable damage as well. So if you have a shiny Luxray, well, there you go. It's actually going to be doing really well against Kyogre. So definitely keep that in mind. So the ideal Pokemon you 100% want to use, in case you guys don't have access to Raikou or Electivire, is you could also go with Magnezone. Now, Magnezone is just keep in mind, Magnezone is fantastic. It's not the top contender, but it definitely puts in that work for sure. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go into some Pokemon that are actually going to be good, depending on the situation, depending on what charge move you're facing in the situation here. So, but these Pokemon are still going to perform really well for sure. Zapdos is going to be one of those Pokemon with Thunder Shock and Thunder Bolts. So with the exclusive move, you would definitely want the exclusive move Thunder Shock on Zapdos if you use it. These Pokemon are these three right here we're going to talk about are going to be affected by Blizzard, because obviously Zapdos being a flying type is going to be weak to Blizzard, so it's going to definitely be taking a lot of damage. However, because there's no more Death Glitch, you can actually effectively dodge, so it's not as much of a big deal. It's not as much of a problem as it used to be. You're just gonna have to dodge more. You're just gonna have to dodge those Blizzards. The good thing though is that you don't have to worry about the Death Glitch anymore. So same with Roserade and Venusaur. They Roserade with Razor Leaf and Grass Knot makes a fantastic choice. And Venusaur with Frenzy Plant. They're both in the same category in terms of their usage. Venusaur is just slightly more bulkier than Roserade, but Roserade has more DPS. So all three of these are fantastic choices. But you just have to be careful with Blizzard. If it has Blizzard, you're gonna have to definitely dodge those Blizzards. I think you could definitely get away with just dodging one and surviving one for the most part. Other than that, the second Blizzard will definitely take you out. Though I think you might be able to survive maybe two Blizzards if you're exactly high level. But other than that, I'm not too sure. If you're lower level, you could probably get away with dodging one Blizzard for sure if you dodge effectively. So now let's go ahead and go into some other counters that you can use against Kyogre. So first off, we have the newly introduced Leafeon with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade. Razor Leaf Solar Beam is also not bad as well. You can also go Energy Ball. But I guess they recommend Leaf Blades because, just to get off more damage, which makes sense. Breloom with Bullet Seed and Grass Knot. If you're able to get Brelooms from the Hoenn event back in January, you already had got some Brelooms with the move Grass Knot. Makes it solid counter. You just have to watch out for Blizzard again. And Breloom's a bit of a glass cannon, so do keep that in mind. And then next up we're going to talk about is another a Pokemon that I think is really good. Alolan Exeggutor with Bullet Seed and Solar Beam. Now, the reason why I think Alolan Exeggutor is a very good counter is because it's Grass and Dragon type. It actually takes 50% less. It actually resists two of Kyogre's moves time 50%. So, being the Hydro Pump and Thunder. So, being Grass Dragon, you're gonna be pretty much quad resisting Hydro Pump and Thunder. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. If Kyogre has Blizzard, you're going to be 4 times weak to the Blizzard. So I think you could probably get away with dodging one, but you're probably barely surviving. So I recommend not using a Alolan Exeggutor if Kyogre does have that Blizzard. So you just have to watch out for the Blizzard. But other than that, if Kyogre has Hydro Pump and Thunder, and you have some Alolan Exeggutors, you're going to be in great shape because Alolan Exeggutor is going to quad resist Hydro Pump and Thunder. Just watch out for Blizzard. So other than that, you're going to be fantastic with that. Next up, we got Mewtwo with Confusion or Psycho Cut, whichever of the two fast moves, and Thunderbolt. Mewtwo is another fantastic choice, having that high attack. What I like about Mewtwo is that Mewtwo definitely has that versatility. There are some Pokemon that are going to outperform Mewtwo, but Mewtwo's never a bad choice with Thunderbolt, so do keep that in mind. Jolteon with Thundershock Thunderbolt. Do be careful. Like, Jolteon's fantastic. You just have to be careful because it is a bit of a glass cannon. But other than that, I think Jolteon definitely has its use for sure. We have Sceptile with Bullet Seed and Leaf Blade. Well, also Frenzy Plant if you got those from the Trico Community Day. Bullet Seed and Frenzy Plant is gonna also be fantastic for sure. Just have to watch out for Blizzard. Then we have Deoxys normal form with Charge Beam and Thunderbolt. Not a bad Pokemon, but it is a bit of a glass cannon again, so do be careful. I was actually considering maxing out one myself, but I'm not really too sure. I haven't really decided on that yet, but I wouldn't recommend it, but it's just my personal opinion. But anyways, I think Deoxys is not really a great counter because it's going to go down to all of the moves. I mean, if you dodge a charge move, then you can probably get away with dodging that and getting off a few hits. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend it. Shiftry with Razor Leaf Leaf Blade, not a bad choice. Victory Bell, Razor Leaf Leaf Blade, Meganium with Vine Whip Frenzy Plant. These are good, just have to watch out for Blizzard. And then finally, we also go into Magneton with Spark and Discharge. If I'm not mistaken, Discharge is Legacy, so I'm not too sure if you can actually acquire this move right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and look this up really quick. But Magneton, unlike Magnezone, does have that resistance to Blizzard, so it can at least survive against Blizzard, which is pretty good, and also does well against Thunder. But it pales in comparison to damage output above Magnezone, so you definitely want to get Magnezone for sure. But other than that, it's not that bad. And yes, Discharge is Legacy. You can no longer get this. So if you don't have Discharge, you could also go with Zap Cannon. But do keep in mind, you're more likely going to only be able to get off one Flash Cannon. I said Flash Cannon. Zap Cannon with Magneton. So do keep that in mind. So, but other than that, if you have Magneton with Discharge, then congratulations, that's going to be performing significantly well. And okay, it does get Spark. So I was just checking to see if it still gets Spark. So Spark with Magneton is not bad. If you're unable to get an area in which there is a magnetic lure and you're unable to evolve Magneton into Magnezone, Magneton's still not a bad choice with Discharge. If you don't have Discharge, you can also go with Zap Cannon as well. It's never a bad choice for sure. So it's gonna go into they're just pretty much here are some other additional counters for if you don't have those top contenders. Here are some other Pokemon you can use. Latios with Dragon Breath, Solar Beam, Cacturne with Sucker Punch, Grass Knot, Exeggutor, Kanto Exeggutor with Bullet Seed, Solar Beam, Breloom, Bullet Seed, Sea Bomb, Manectric, Charge Beam, Wild Charge, and then you have Torterra with Razor Leaf and Solar Beam. Torterra. Now I'm going to throw this out here. Torterra does squad resist Thunder, being Grass and Ground type. So if it has Thunder, Torterra will be fantastic. Just like Alolan Exeggutor, you have to watch out for that Blizzard. And keep in mind, Torterra is the only Grass type that is actually going to be neutral to Hydro Pump, being part Ground type. So you're pretty much losing that resistance to water with Torterra. So you're gonna if it has Hydro Pump, you're gonna have to dodge. So, but other than that, they have it. Those are there you have it, guys. Those are the best counters you can use to take on Kyogre. Now, Kyogre is definitely definitely a strong Pokemon and a very challenging Pokemon to catch too. Unless Niantic does end up fixing up that catching problem with Kyogre. But other than that, with the right Pokemon, the right and strong people, you can definitely take this thing down. And also, just another FYI, if you can also get a shiny Kyogre from Raids 2. If you have a shiny, just Pinap it. It's going to be 100% guaranteed catch all the time with the shiny legendaries. If you get a shiny, congratulations. Pinap it and you catch it and call it a day. So it's gonna be easy 6 candies and get you a shiny as well. So I'm gonna personally be doing a few of these Kyogres on my spare time. I'm gonna try to hit up a couple of Kyogre raids if I can, cause I wouldn't mind trying to get my hands on a 100, cause I really would love to get a 100% Kyogre. That's just me personally. If I don't get it, I don't get it. I also wouldn't mind getting another shiny, but it's okay. But anyways, that's going to be it for this raid guide. Good luck to everybody tomorrow. Kyogre's going to be out tomorrow. Really excited. And with that, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment if you guys enjoy it. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you guys are excited for Kyogre, or if you guys are not excited. But it's up to you guys if you want to do it or not. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And I will catch you guys next time. Take care.